Hello folks and welcome back to Sunless Skies. Last time we got back to New Winchester, basically at the very last second. Ooh, hang on. I'm gonna quickly just hop back in here and pick up some more supplies. Just realized my supplies are about to run out. You picked up here, we got here we were running in very low on supplies and so forth. We just managed to get back, and now we're gonna... Oh, hang on, you can just... Yeah, my bad. Right, let's go. Yeah, we got back here because we did a huge roundabout journey. Like, we went down there, all the way down there, all the way down to Somerset Camp, visited that thing over there, then came back all the way over here again. Port Avon. And now we need to go find Magdalene's. We bought, in Port Avon, we bought the 4 sacks of verdant seeds, and now we need to head over to Magdalene's, which is northwest of Winchester. I said that said east last time. I know that the game is actually patched since then, so some things have changed. But crikey, this is where it all changes. So northwest is what we're going. We have here the... We have again us, and then we also have... So we have the Rat Brigade. Spend some time with the Rat Brigade. They can be right if they're in the mood. The Rat Brigade are playing on... The Rat Brigade are playing cards. Cinders is cheating by means of the mirrors concealed in the sleeves of her uniform, a spring-loaded trap, and a brazen card counting. Albrecht and Petronella have devised a surreptitious drinking game around each new display of bad sportsmanship. Okay, fair enough. That is spending time. That was not the entire thing. Right, so we're heading to, trying to find our new way. Well, north-northwest, so let's head north and go from there, shall we? Ooh, hello. This is something else. What are you? Victory Hall. Oh, yes. This is on a faction basis. The Assembly, a coalition of independent-minded settlers colloquially called Tacites, gather and argue here. Deliver reports here to receive rewards and win the Tacites' favour. Visit Victory Hall. Raised in the wake of the blockade of New Winchester, this magnificent glass and steel houses the Colonial Assembly. Raised in the wake... So you can deliver our port reports to the injured veteran. We can chat with the injured veteran. You can trade favour for Savage Secret. Trade favour for an otherworldly artifact. Trade favour to affect the balance of power in the Reach. Surrender your contraband. So we can give up our port reports to the Tacites, the injured veteran. Chat with the injured veteran. Are there any shops here? No shops. So she's taking a moment in the atrium, watching the stars burn coldly in the mists. Learn how you can be of use to the Tacites, the colonists seeking independence from London. Her skin is brown and her hair is beginning to grey. She wears a heavy unbuttoned coat. Medals gleam in the shadows behind its lapels. One half of her face is scarred from frostbite. She's enjoying a quiet cigarillo while her peers argue in the Chamber of Assembly. You talk for a while about life in the skies. When her cigarillo is just a stub, she says, "I'd be grateful to hear reports of your travels, Captain. I suspect all manner of strife and imprudence is going to kick off in the foreseeable. I mean to be ready for it. As you have reports, you may obtain port reports, turn them in at Victory Hall to receive rewards." We also need to find out where the other one is, where the stovepipe base is. Hold on, Bat. Find me stovepipe base. I think we just did. Yeah, this is the stovepipe base, and I am tempted, at least for now, to side with the company house, to side with London. Just for now. Let's see what happens. We'll see what happens in the future. But for now, I'm siding with London, I think. The local headquarters of the Windward Company, London's proxy in the Reach. Deliver reports here to receive rewards and win the company's favour. Visit the Windward Company. Following the uprising, the fortunes of the Windward Company fell in New Winchester. Now their modest offices occupy an ex-tinning factory in the murkier recesses of town. It continues to fail faintly of beans. Chat with the prudent secretary. The foyer bristles with stovepipe hats. The prudent secretary pushes between them, narrow and unsettling, with a blousy shirt and black trousers. The secretary's gender is the subject of some debate in the company canteen. The secretary's prudence, however, is not. Both of these facts provide the Secretary with a great deal of satisfaction. I would be interested to receive reports on events out of the ports, however small. The company has expansive interests. One never knows what might be important. And I am sort of, I say, salon-stewed gossip for ministry-stamped permits, balance of power, and trade favor for an invitation to purduance. For exceptional service, the Windward Company offers invitation to the Eternal Mask at Perdurance, where Albion's brightest youths dwelt within a single day. Affect the balance of power, ministries and purpose. We're going to say, okay, so we will deliver our port reports to the Prudent Secretary. It is a comfortable room for a modest secretary. Stained glass windows lay crimson slants across the desk. The Prudent Secretary receives your reports and reads them one by one. A number of questions follow, to which the Secretary expects cogent, succinct answers. Her Majesty is grateful, they say, as you leave. You have 3 gratitude. We gained 300 sovereigns. We've gained 3 fortunes with the stovepipes, and we've lost 3 fortunes with the Tacites. Okay, so we went from 25-25 to 28-22. Fair enough. We can deal with that. Onwards. What is that? So 3 gives us invitation to perdurance. We can now chat with the Prudent Secretary as well. Ministry stamped permits. And your dealings with a company entitled to the occasional afternoon tea with a fraught general manager. He has 6 sisters in London and can be relied on for scandalous gossip. Trade favour for an invitation to perdurance. For an exceptional service, we can get that for 3. We can chat. Oh, we just did that already. So we'll get some Stalin-stewed gossip. The sea is stewed, rather than troubling his secretary. The manager made it himself, but the news is fresh. Fresh and disgraceful. I've lost 1 gratitude, and I've got 2 Stalin-stewed gossip. Cool. I'm sure that we'll find a use for that. Let's keep going north. We shall keep heading north. Is that a gun? It looks like a gun to me. Nice to know that if I need money, that's where I'm going to get my money. Port reports. Ooh, what's that? What was that? Lighthouse? Lighthouse of some kind. So I'm going to head this way. They go north-northwest, so we'll go this way. So you can find Magdalene's. Let's keep nice, let's keep steady. Hello. Oop. Turn. Gotcha. Much better fight for me this time around. Loot the hold, strip the engine for materials. We could repair up for a little bit, or we could loot the hold. Let us loot the hold. A clasped jewelry box. Something precious has been concealed. I've gained 1 sullen-stewed gossip. A sheaf of letters falls from a concealed compartment. The pages are rife with scandal. Good. That's something, anyway. The Peril Ennis. The Grek gleams with frost. Its windows are dark, its engines sunned. Perhaps something of value lies within. Enter through the yawning tear in the hull. 41% chance of success. Partial success. You lead the boarding party into the groaning hull. You need to be quick. It sounds like it could tear itself apart at any moment. Insulated in your sky suit, lamp held high. You lead them towards fuel, valuables, supplies, munitions. Anything unusual in the captain's cabin? You turn the cabin upside down. taking personal effects and keepsakes. Perhaps there's something unusual among them. No sooner are you back aboard the record that breaks apart, spilling its remaining contents into the sky. Only then that a head count reveals you're one short. You've gained some... Yep, we've gained some terror because of that. Oh well. Let's keep going this way. May have to send that bat out again at some point. Right, bat. Find out what's going on. Okay, that's probably Magdalen's over there. After much flattery, your bat admits to having found something. Our bat is very, very grumpy. It is, in fact, a diffident bat. Its opinion is clear. Go out there in this weather, thank you, but no. So we're going to bear right around here. Perkins Copse. Magdalen's, a place of peace, contemplation and rest. The driver twitches miserably. Am I... Oh, sorry. That was my fault. Magdalen's, there you go. So dock there. There's the dock captain, a signaller declares. The crew are relieved and thought of solid land. And thus we land. Magdalen's is the closest thing many skyfarers have to a home. It offers services to alleviate the strain of a life spent too close to the stars. So we have the Oneric Chambers to treat your nightmares. I haven't got any nightmares. Treat your terror? I've got a little bit of terror, not that much terror. Let's go to Magdalen's House of Small Comfort. The glass spires of Magdalen's pierce the clouds like swords. Shadowed figures can be seen moving through the gleaming corridors, their identities obscured by the hued glass. Crowds of skyfarers, ministry officials and merchants mill about the forecourt in varying degrees of distress. All watch the clock set in the great clock tower, waiting for their appointed hour. Now we can deliver the Sky Madam Captain, we can speak on attendant, we can write a port report, which I will do. We're going to require one of those. Magdalen's is abuzz with activity. Barely has the clock chimed with glamour, because at the front desk, guests rushing to and from the appointment. Lord Blank was seen in the conversation with the amenable host. The East Wing was closed for several access all day. A certain distinguished admiral was seen with his second-in-command entering one of the chambers of regret. Several guests succumbed to an excess of sentimentality and were forcibly removed. You shall turn in the Sky Maddened Captain. You rescue him from a defeated marauder. Here you can get help. The nurses bring a stretcher to carry the Sky Maddened Captain from your train. He'll receive the care of a Magdalen's finest. At least Magdalen's finest with a sense of charity, given that he has nothing on him to pay for the administrations. We've got 1 Visions of Horror. We are briefly without terror, and we've got 100 experience from that. Nice. We can have a meeting with the amenable host. The host will see us now. The founder and master of ceremonies at Magdalen's, he has requested you by name. Oh dear. An attendant escorts you through the dazzling violet corridors. The host's red door is always open. The attendant leaves you just as the clock begins to chime. The amenable host reclines on a couch of crushed velvet, a goblet of sparkly wine in his long fingers. Somewhere in the tower above him, the great clock ticks away. As a policy, the host's atrium is always open to guests. He is available to hear opinions, friendly criticism, and suggestions. Today, he has a headache. We can listen to the amenable host's request. Unlocked when you do not have an unwelcome truth. He beckons you close. His voice is soft and sibilant, like butter melting in candlelight. A guest has become rather too attached to a particular attendant. He always requests the same attendant appear in the exact same guise. The amenable host's lip curls in distaste. He reiterates the aim of Magdalen's as a place of healing and respite. It was not meant to feed an obsession or self-indulgent self-loathing. This guest brings sickness. I would have him purged. Have a dossier on our guest if you're interested in helping. And an unwelcome truth. The amenable host would like to talk to you about a difficult guest. The amenable host reclines on a couch of crushed velvet. Blah, blah, blah. Take the lachrymose guest's dossier. The amenable host smiles indulgently. I am so glad you want to help. He produces a thin sliver of pages and passes them to you. I'd recommend taking on the role of one of our attendants. That way, you'd be playing the role of someone significant to him. The amenable host sighs, reaching for his goblet. He knows all of our attendants by voice now. Someone new is needed. Shops, first of all. Shops. Bazaar. We can sell the stacks of verdant seeds. 1, 2, 3. 240 for us. Huzzah! So, Magdalene's provides you with equipment. The amenable hosts up to 3 stacks of verdant seeds. We did that. The amenable host smiles. Just what we needed. Although I must admit it do miss roses and lilies and bluebells. Still, these celestial blooms have their own virtues. Some of them weep, you know. He pays you a just generous gratuity. So we got 100 sovereigns extra and 150 experience. Bargains available. A furtive, dull fence lifts the corner of a tarpaulin to show you the wares underneath. Davies dusty in tones, like a victor at a funeral. Chivs, irons, barkers, bulldogs with 6 teeth. You translate this criminal argot into plain English. Gunpowder, knives, guns, guns, guns. And we do need them, right? We have a... We need to take 3 to Prosper, northeast of New Winchester, so... I'm happy to do that. I'll buy the lot of them. Equipment. Now that you've saved some money, maybe it says to buy some locomotive equipment from Arbor Engineering. If you have at least 1,500 sovereigns, you could even buy the new locomotive from the Wolvesey engine yard. Okay. Beatrice's Exchange. I'm going to buy one of each of those as well, which I can't. I'm going to buy the supplies for the time being. I can sell all that nonsense. Do we actually got on the hold then? We have 1 verdant seeds which I forgot to sell. Blast. Magdalene's Beatrice's Exchange. The bazaar. No bargains are available. Fair enough. House of Small Comfort. Speak with an attendant. The staff at Magdalene's promises treatments for the deleterious effects of high wilderness, loneliness, desperation, folly, regret, love. An attendant in the foyer schedules appointments with the aid of a hefty daybook and a very accurate clock. They are eager to explain the procedures and rules that govern here. This is a hospital for the spirit. Our staff will become the person you need. Here you may say farewell to a doomed comrade, resurrect an old love, spar with a defeated enemy, all for a fair price. But do not overindulge. Our services are to heal, not to become an addiction. A tomb colonist is waiting a friend. Attendants draw lots to see who has to don the bandages this time. Okay, I understand. So basically you come here, and whoever you got a chip on your shoulder about, they pretend to be that person. Interesting. Deal with the lachrymose guest. He stands on the threshold of the treatment chambers, his hands trembling. The attendants on duty have been informed of your involvement. How do you plan to deal with him? A treatment chamber has been emptied for you, should you wish to jump to guys from his past. Alternatively, he is standing right here. He does not seem to have noticed you, his eyes instead are boring through the doors of the treatment rooms. Can decide ourselves as his mother. Each of them apart once, that will help you with the wig and makeup, another with the voice. Approach this directly, disguise have called this poor son enough trouble. Disguise yourself as his lover. The attendant, nominally on duty, is more than happy to assist you. Anything as long as it gets rid of him. I am going to go with... what am I again? I think I've got heavy... I'm heavy into the irons, right? Confrontation and so forth. We're going to approach this directly. No nonsense. Just confront this directly. The lachrymose guest's eyes wide as you approach. Has there been a problem? You invite him to sit. Stiff brandies are ordered. You recount your own share of heartbreaks and tragedies and how you found yourself here, and you make it clear that despite all that, you will be leaving. He nods slowly. After a quick shake of your hand, he walks away towards the station. He does not look back. Oh, good. Right. Quick second. I'll be back in a minute. For you, it's going to be instant. I'll be back in a minute for me. Right. I have now eaten, so we can carry on. We can talk to the amenable host. We just basically solved this problem quite directly, so we'll talk to the amenable host. An attendant will escort you to the dazzling violet corridors. Let the amenable host know that the lachrymose guest is gone. The amenable host smiles beatifically. Of course, my staff will be pleased. It is a risk for our trade when our clients can no longer separate identity and illusion, but seldom pleasant. He sighs deeply, echoing around the chamber like a newly freed dove. It is a trap any of us could fall into. His face darkens briefly. Here, take this. He He fishes around beneath his couch for one of his goblets. A little fresh at a pretty price. Take it with my thanks, and do visit us again. I have done the amenable host a significant favour. Hurrah! We shall talk to the patients being discharged. Some smile. Some leave smiling, others weeping. No one can resist looking back behind them, even for just a peek. Okie doke. And the host, is he doing anything now? Ah. He is melancholy today, not to mention irritable. He has a job for you, he says, his voice rich with unhappiness. Discretion, always. I admired your discretion earlier, he sighs. He sighs. You have seen the dangers of our work upon those who abuse our service, yet we are not immune to it ourselves. He draws your attention to several paintings on the walls. My regulars have, at various points, requested that I be a prospector in Lustrum, heir to a fine house in Port Prosper, and a titan of industry in New Winchester. Very specific requests, and more. I have vivid memories of being all three, yet all cannot be true, surely. He presses a locket into your hand. This bears my image. See if anyone remembers me. I can't remember who I was before this. If I could be other than I am, I'd like to know. The amenable host wishes you to recover his identity. Travel to any of Lustrum, New Winchester, or Port Prosper to begin. Well, we will be doing that then. We will be doing that. Now, Prosper lies northeast of New Winchester, so I'm assuming we want to go east of where we are at the moment. A ticking noise is going to drive you insane. You want to head vaguely to the east of where we are right now. Because Magdalene's is north-northwest, so if you could find north-northeast... that would be good. And... F. Go on, bats, find us something. Oh god. That's not north-northeast, but that is very north. Okay, I can't even go that way. Okay. I'll have to turn at the first opportunity if I want to explore that. It does not seem to be the Fallows. Can you keep on going? You need a savage secret to talk to the Rat Brigade. Okay. Officers? No, journals. Are we still carrying the, the source of cryptologist, the fastidious inspector is still going on, yes. The fastidious inspector is still with us. The fastidious inspector is going to Port Prosper, hence another reason I want to go that way. There is noise this way. That could be a city. Is that light from down there? North-northeast, it's about this area. I'm going to try that. Fine, let's go that way. Just in case that's actually where I'm supposed to be going. It might not be. But who knows? Who knows? The Lepidopterist. The wreck gleams with frost. The windows are dark, its engines silent. Perhaps something of value lies therein. The frost has locked them, but a pry bar makes an effective key. Success! Hurrah! Your driver holds your locomotive steady alongside the wreck as your crew take turns with the pry bar. Eventually the bay doors are sufficiently parted to permit the spryest of you to squeeze through. Soon they return, and what's this they have found? An aromatic casket. Something has been preserved. Dried tea leaves. Your crew gathers around. An argument breaks over the provenance in the blend. Fetch a kettle! Fetch a kettle, we have some tea. Glorious, glorious tea. Lipkin's Field. It's quite cold up here. If you're not going to bother me, I'm not going to bother you, sir. Now, this needs mining, right? We can mine this? Yeah. You've not got any mining. Oh, there's a horror there. Oh, it's a horror, is it? Okay, great. Let's go deal with the horror then. Horrors. You found a horror. What are more disturbing landmarks of high wilderness? Don't linger. Your terror will increase more quickly than usual if you remain near it. Mine is dug too deep in this world. Like just disturbing a disgruntlement of Cantankeri. Let's find out what it is, then, shall we? The War of Fossils. When the settlers arrived in the Reach, miners flocked to this frozen rock, lured by the promise of hours stored in its core. An eruption of Cantankeri has left it in its current mangled state. A makeshift graveyard stands at the lip of the rock, a memorial and a warning. Pay your respects. Light the lanterns. Lanterns doused by the sleet mark of mark the words. Let's try that again. Lanterns doused by the sleet mark the ramshackle graves. Relighting them would commemorate the dead, but might disturb any Cantankeri that slumber here. Mine for unclaimed hours. Stored deep within the rocks are the hours the miners didn't live to reach. We can blast it over with some munitions, but it's only 28% chance of success. We're just going to leave it. We'll come back for this in the future, I suppose. Brally Rock. Yeah, we're going to leave. Excuse me. Okay, we'll make our way out. Keep going down this way. Look around this area, I think. We'll get to that corner. We'll set the bat a look. We'll set the bat away again. I hear gunfire over up this way. Distractions, distractions. You can hear it, surely. Maybe something got in the way of that Cantankeri up here. Definitely this way. Investigate requires assaying. I put a marker there or something. That'd be kind of interesting. Hello, what are you? Okay, Reach Takati Scout. Reach Marauder. Cantankeri. Easy, sunshine. I'm no one's enemy here. Enduring Dreadnought. Reach Marauder. Oh god, no. I dashed into it again. Let's not try that again. Good. There's something up here, definitely. A bull Cantankeri defeated. The bull is a king of its kind, an isopod with the dimensions of an elephant, sheathed in layer upon layer of semi-calcified armor plates, all wrapped around the temperament of an embittered badger. Now it is a ruin of muscle and shell. Capture a lesser Cantankeri, clinging to the bull's... You know what? I'm not going to try that, because it's going to be 28%. I'm just going to gain sovereigns, shall we? Ah, no, again. Dang it, I was getting... I'm going to get... This is going to happen again and again and again. I'm going to keep misdodging this. Port Prosper. Good. We have located Port Prosper. Where's the docking yard? Ahead of me. Oh, wow. The Mornington Abrahat Span. Good. Very good. Crammed at the feet of a hulking crag, Port Prosper is like Little London, divided into affluent West End and an impecunious East. Queen's Cross is a busy station, crowded with engines that have arrived through the nearby transit relay from Albion. Oh god. Recruit the Incognito Princess. The parsimonious chairman's offices. Ask about the Albion transit relay. Offer to transport settlers. Okay, hang on. Queen's Cross Station. Shops. Bazaar. We're studying off 3 of you, right? The parsimonious chairman of the Windward Company is looking to outfit a dozen more engines with the appropriate precautions. He requires guns in satisfactory quantities. Deliver up to 3 carefully packed crates of munitions to Port Prosper. Prosper lies to the north. Yep. We can buy some ministry-approved literature for cheap. Maybe we'll still sell the carefully packed crates of munitions. Bammo! We have gained... The Tacites did not like that. Oh, God. The parsimonious chairman is apparently delighted and pours you an almost, but not quite, indecent measure of brandy. So good to do business with the Sky Captain with an eye to the future. I've gained some supplies, rah. I've gained 10 fortunes. I've gained 150 experience. I've gained 3 reputations with the Windward Company. I've lost 3 reputations with the Tacites. Bargains are available. I can buy some of this ministry-approved literature. Nelson's Emporium. A barrel of unseasoned hours. A barrel encased in beeswax and stamped with the ministry's mark. It contains its contents style like the tide. You can sell. I'll buy some extra, just a bit more fuel. There, right. We could go for the bazaar and get some of that, but we shall deal with everything else first. Queen's Cross Station. We'll deliver the fastidious inspector. She disembarks with her bag in hand and peers up at the clock tower that is being raised above the station. It is tangled with scaffolding and rings with the sound of hammers and cries of workmen. Oof. The inspector will depart. Be sure you've held any conversation with her that you wish to. You will receive fuel and supplies and any additional sum of money. Ensure you have 6 spaces in hold for accepting. Oh god, no. Perhaps not. Shops, bazaar, Emporium, sell. Right, now the stories, King's Cross Station. Is there any way I can have a talk with the fastidious possessions? Yeah. Passenger. Fastidious Inspector, we've spoken to you already, have we not? We've already spoken to you, and I don't think there's a way to do that again. So... we will drop you off. Thank you, Captain. Here's a balance for our agreement. And, as promised, a requisition order for fuel and supplies. She casts another glance at an incomplete clock tower. Given the apparent state of construction, I'd recommend you visit the worksite. There may be an opportunity there. And thank you for the pleasant conversation, Captain. The sky can be a lonely place. You've enlivened it. I've included a small sum in remuneration as a token of my gratitude. So 3 supplies and 3 fuel, 150 sovereigns, 60... My god, that was a successful quest, wasn't it? My god. They plan to call it the Albert Clock in memory of the departed Prince Consort. But there's a way to go yet. The roof isn't finished, and the clock neither ticks nor bongs. You can see the fastidious inspector up among the workings with a spanner and a can of oil, showing the workmen how it's done. Ask the horse foreman what they need. Well, I can tell. They can need a gourd of Curse's nectar and some bronzewood. Ask the horse foreman what they need. Perhaps you can secure it. Bronzewood, the foreman wheezes bluntly. 1 consignment. They sell it at Tracer's Wood and Palmier and Plenty's, I hear. And a gourd of Chorus's nectar, too. This bunch of work-shy ingrates need constant shouting at, and my voice has been given up the ghost. Some nectar should have me bellowing again like a champion. Carry-on's your best bet there, or Titania the Flower Town. We will pay, like. If you can purchase the necessary goods and return to Port Prosper, you'll make a tidy profit. Be warned, the materials aren't cheap and they occupy space in your hold. Thank you, tutorial. Yeah, all the business, but that's good. We'll write a port report. Cleaning process delivers fresh, wholesome lives in the reach to the new arrivals. But most of the posters are years old. More newcomers arrive at Port Prosper than ever leave it. The factories continue to belch out smoke. while over the bridge, hopeful crowds gather outside the Admiral Nelson. Lovers can be seen strolling arm in arm along the promenade at a respectable distance from their chaperones. There was a brief protest outside the Windward Company factory, swiftly quelled. The scones at the Nelson were as good as ever, although the piquancy of the jam was less than might be desired. Excuse me. We can attend a parade. We can search for the amenable host identity. The house might still be there. It had purple walls, which would surely stand out. If not, you have the locket. Not a soul in Port Prosper recognizes the locket. Who's that then? Does he still wear his hair like that? Fancy. Become familiar refrains. More promising is the house you saw painted in the amenable host's chamber. You locate several candidates, all apparently repainted over the last couple of years, but one is in the exact location as in the host's painting. Nobody seems to remember who owned it or why, but apparently it had once been associated with a parlour of virtue, established not long after Port Prosper's foundation. You have discovered nothing definitively conclusive here. You may return to the amenable host or look elsewhere. We'll attend a parade as well. Might as well. Gaudy banners fly over the painted rooftops of Port Prosper. The smog of the East End is hidden away by giant posters displaying dragons in varying degrees of vivisection. Good lord. The cramped streets are clogged with people. Wealthy West Enders promenade about the amusements, while impoverished East Enders work the stalls and huddle by the chestnut fires for warmth. A painted dragon pursued by knights is chased through the clouds to a chorus of "Ho, the riding!" Mingle with the West Enders? Mingle with the East Enders? Or fraternize with everyone? Skyfarers are not limited by the original social structures of Port Prosper, though neither are they beloved for it. Mingle with the East Enders, lurking in the tents or manning the stalls in the side streets or scowling at the passing gentry. They see more your level. Or the hats, the crinoline, the starch that gleams on the moustaches. You're sure you'll fit right in. I'm going London. London's kind of more poshy. So I'm going for London run. A lady in a jacketed bodice with boned sleeves looks up and down. What do you think, Mildred? A murmur of assent runs through the crowd of starched and corseted ladies. Gentleman adjusts his moustache. Yes, you'll do. You spend the day with some of the self-described notables of Port Prosper. You eat roast chestnuts, sip glasses of Greyfields, all the way from old London, and even participate in a riding, charging through the narrow streets, pursued by several braying fellows and a dragon. You are tolerated by the West Enders. Sparklers wheel in the sky, lovers race across the span, the scent of butterscotch and candy floss is on the wind. The devils of Carillon claim to be experts in the assessment and improvement of the soul. They would describe you as a sickly, clawing, and unappetizingly crawling. It is narrow... boom. Right. Queen's Cross Station. Recruit the Incognito Princess. Perched atop a mountain of luggage is a radiant young woman. She's an officer dressed in what an actor would wear in a fantastical romance. A tiara rests on her brow. A steady stream of commoners comes to pay homage, bowing and curtsying enthusiastically. Starlings circle in darn swarms above her, refugees from old London, and a common sight, although not in such numbers. She ignores everything, and hands you papers so pristine that they can only be forged. Offer her a berth on your locomotive. She would certainly make an interesting addition to your crew. This will get you a first officer, who will increase your mirrors by 6, your hearts by 2, and your affiliation Boheme by 1. For 100 sovereigns? Yes, please. Welcome aboard, Your Majesty. I am a humble first officer looking for... what's the word? When commoners do things for coins? She asks. Work, that's it. She beams at you, delighted, as innocent as a Gatling gun. As she steps forward, a commoner calmly takes a spoon from his pocket and scoops out his eyes. After such radiance, all else is tawdry, he says between screams. It seems he has already forgotten about her signing on money. You have recruited the Incognito Princess. I haven't even... wow, okay. Didn't even take the money away from me. I still got the money, right? Yeah. Didn't even care about the money. Did not care about the money at all. Fair enough. You now have the Incognito Princess. From the tiara... hang on. From the tiara brow crested... From the tiara crested brow downwards, there is nothing about the Incognito Princess that is not incandescent. She is like the sun, and about as dangerous to anything in the vicinity. Wherever the princess goes, she looks around with a surplus of curiosity and a complete lack of care. Proven self a fit confidant. While she seems incapable of discerning between the two, the Incognito Princess seems intrigued by any mention of daring-do and abyssal horror. I have one sky story, I have one tale of terror, and I have you. Thrilled by your tales, the princess invites you to her quarters. I have a secret, she says, removing her tiara before donning a second, more expensive tiara. I am Queen Victoria's daughter, she says. I trust your discretion. It's a considerable ask. This must be the captivating princess, the daughter of Victoria who dwells in a miasma of rumours of excess, ranging from red honey to cannibalism. A half-asphyxiated starling has somehow found its way aboard. It flies to her hand. She pets it gently. One is travelling to broaden one's mind before one takes on a new role. It would be a delight to meet with the engineers who keep the eternal ball of perjurance click-talking away. She smiles. You find yourself outside. Learning about the Incognito princess has revealed her identity to you. The Incognito princess seeks something new at perjurance. I've lost a tale of terror and I lost a sky story. Yeah, fair enough. Oh God, so much stuff to do here. My voice. Port Prosper. We've done that. Good. The clock. We've done that. Offer to transport settlers. Would-be pioneers clamour at the station, eager to make their fortunes amongst the stars. Okay. I'd appreciate it if you took me to Traitor's Wood. I'm in the mood for a spot of sport. She smiles benignly as one of your crews carries her streamer trunk on board. And if you'd be so kind, could we do some hunting on the way? The chorister bees have been attacking again. I'll pay you for the trouble of killing them, of course, but only if you do it quickly, and only if you harvest a singer for me. Right, okay. The parsimonious chairman's offices? Offices of the Windward Company on Port Prosper are elegantly appointed if antiquated. Paintings of old London adorn the walls. The parsimonious chairman has worked for ruthless captains. He sits behind his imported mahogany desk, a decanter of brandy at his left hand and a series of neatly stacked reports at his right. A fire has been lit in the cavernous heath. It is too warm. Listen to the parsimonious chairman's offer. He promises an opportunity for profit. He pours brandy into 2 glasses, then produces a ruler to measure the amounts. To business, he smiles, revealing an extensive damage to his teeth. I was a pugilist. Oh my god, really? That's, oh, what's his name? God, what's his name? The boxer that had to say that. This is catch as a thing. Anyway, I'll get back to you. I was a pugilist back in London. A young man's game. He stands at the window, watching the starlight bathe the sloping streets of Prosper. This place exists because of constant work. From the politicians who planned it, to the pioneers who built it. I've given him a lisp. To the soldiers who even today defend it from the Taketis. We have need of more such work. Bring me nameplates from Taketi engines. We'll keep lists. You will be rewarded. You will hunt Taketi locomotives and provide the nameplates for the parsimonious chairman. That's a bit too harsh, buddy. The parsimonious chairman sighs, as though used to disappoint him. He allows you to finish your brandy before ringing a little bell. His secretary escorts you out. My door, the chairman says as you leave, is always open. I'm not gonna. It's a bit too cutthroat there, parsimonious chairman. About the transit relay? The Albion Transit Relay lies in a cul-de-sac close to Port Prosper Dock. There, locomotives can secure passage to the far-off territories of Albion, where London lies. A garrulous captain is delighted to have an excuse to talk. I'm happy to help, Captain, happy to help. They pound down the rocks. There you are. Keep going past the port. You can't miss it. If you've good eyes, you might even be able to see it from here. Passage ain't free, mind. You can travel first class if you have a ministry stamped permit, or you can bring a couple of barrels of hours to travel second class. Okay, so... Right. Anyway. What's my mission now? We're gonna go to... I want to head to... Right, hang on. Journals. Ambition Wealth. Whitlock was to go to... We're going to go to London. Rat Brigade. He wants to go to Traitor's Wood, as does the settler. You want to go to Perjurance. You want to go to... You want some Bronzewood and Nectar. Right, so I think we're going to head to Traitor's Wood from here. We're going to head down this way. Possibly to New Winchester. Let's head back to New Winchester. Turn in things. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. I'm assuming therefore this must be a stovepipe ship. I assume. My hull is really low as well. I want to go. If I go back, I'm going to get that repaired. That is... It's a reach marauder. Okay, so we're definitely gonna go see if we can get you and get some hull from you, I think. That's a reach marauder as well, is it not? Is that a Takagi ship? I can't tell. Oh! Jesus! I can't tell what that is. Loot! Yeah. Let's get some hull. It's gonna. Oh god! No! 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 Genuinely didn't know what that was. I wasn't going to fire if it was a Takagi ship because I'm siding with London, but shooting Takagis is a little bit much for me at the moment. A wee bit much. Going on this way, I guess. That was a surprise to me too. We need butchery for this, don't we? Yeah, we need butchery or scooping. That is a something to crave, something that glisters, something grave, something ghastly. Takagi scout, right. It was a Takagi scout, I was right not to shoot. You approach the memorial of the unknown rat. One by one, your crew remove their hats. Oh my god, look at that. It's a wonder. Memorial to the unknown rat. Anything there? Right. Batty? Go say hi. Just looks like we're going that way. Your bat returns in a huff and spend 10 minutes complaining about what it found. Okay, then we'll go that way. Snow whips your locomotive. Your stokers work double shifts at the boiler. Something, something, something. The engine's headlights now glow like a ghost among the icy mists. Something down over there as well. Ooh, more help, that's first good. Reach Marauder! Right. Ooh. That was a moment of intense worry there. Loot the hold. An increasingly bulging sack. How pleasantly it rattles. 2 jumbles of undistinguished souls. We've got too much stuff now. Oh, gold. She'll jettison one of the fuels. Unfortunately, we can't just pick it up again. That's a bit of a bum, but... Right. Keep going back towards New Winchester this way, hopefully. Hopefully we'll be able to reach. I wonder if... I'm assuming Perjurance is actually here, right? It's in the Reach. I assume. I could be wrong. There's to be a lot of exploring to happen as well. A lot of exploring needs to happen. Okay. That's heading back towards civilization now. I'm guessing that's going to come out around there. Okay, interesting, interesting. The clamor of New Winchester can be heard in the wind, familiar as an agreeable uncle. As a disagreeable uncle. Yeah, we know where we are now. We know where we are now. We'll head there and we'll call it an episode. I might do one of these a week or something. Trappisto's Hurry. How close are we to leveling up, by the way? Only about 500 experience level up. Okie doke. Kinda want a savage secret as well, to be honest. I'm honest. Got a savage secret, talk to those rats, see what they want. Attackity Scout. Right, almost there, almost there. We'll get back there, do our business, and we'll make sure we're ready to leave for next time. We're heading towards... West time, we're probably heading towards Traitor's Wood, to be honest. But back we are to New Winchester. Right. Shops for the bazaar. Right, so Carrion wants. Okay, I'm actually free of those. So actually, want 5 consignments of literature and 5 consignments for gourds of nectar. Fine. Engineering, you can sell nothing. We could buy a mining array or a canning array. I've not seen any assaying here. Go for a proper, like, winch and pulley, and canning system gives us extra hold and butchery. Victoria's Market. We can sell the souls and the extra munitions. The souls, the munitions, and the seeds, we can probably sell all of that. I'll keep the tea. Because the tea is something that I can give to Port Avon, I think, wanted the tea. Or was something we could give tea there or something. The bank. The Wolvesey engine yard. 1500 for a Parzival class courser. Or the trader. Or the escort, or the Bedivere, the Moloch, or Moloch. Definitely looking forward to get one of these, possibly one of these. We shall see. Stories, Wolvesey Station. Anyway, let's go turn all this stuff. Recruit the Fortunate Navigator. The Fortunate Navigator is thoroughly examining your engine's paperwork. A crucial bit, this. Look how it's been maintained. Beautiful. Your stoker beams. That was me. Mid-flight patch too. Okay, so the Fortunate Navigator is a first officer. I don't need a first officer right now. I've already got the princess. So, no, not for you. Sorry. Mr. Menagerie is passing through the Winchester. A tattered poster by the station advertising the services of Mr. Menagerie, purveyor of fine scouts. Visit Mr. Menagerie. Oh god, so we can see here. A cloaked figure looks up as you approach. Its garnet-hued eyes gleam from the darkness of its hood. Scouts! It rasps, hopefully. Like a voice like a cleaver on a whetstone. That's what a cleaver on a whetstone sounds like, by the way. We trade scouts for things and stories. It is close to you. We're leaving soon. You can purchase a star-smitten bat. Has good range, returns after finding one discovery, and conveys little information about what it finds. An intrepid cavie. Good range, returns after one discovery, but conveys more information. Requires 50 mirrors or more to use. Or a ratronaut. The rat in the cage is itself wearing a miniature sky suit and a very determined expression. The ratronaut has good range, can find 3 discoveries before returning, and conveys little information about what it finds. We need a moment of inspiration and a condemned experiment. You can wear a searing enigma, a savage secret, 2 savage secrets, 2 visions of heavens. And I don't have the mirrors anyway, do I? I haven't got the mirrors I require regardless, so acquire nothing. We're moving elsewhere soon. We will leave a note where we're going. We have more things to show. Okay. The note from Mr. Menagerie. Read the note. The Regent's Obelisk, which you have made into a gaudy amusement. Hire on the crew. Replace 1 crew. Recruit 2 or 3 crew. One require 1. So, in which case, it's fine. No, if it's only 1. Explore the city. Search for the amenable host identity. The initial search is fruitless. People giggle at the antiquated fashion of display in the daguerreotype, the tilt of the jaw, the unfortunate derangement of the hair. The proprietor of the round table seems to recognize the face. Oh yes, right sod he was. She holds the lock up to catch the falling starlight through the window. Once they opened up a factory here a few years back, something went wrong. There was a workers' revolt. Not been seen since. Okay, so we found nothing there, nothing there. We want to go to the other place. How goes the war? The slow-burning war, blah, blah, blah. Search the New Gazette for your name. Your name does not appear. Fair enough. The current political situation? Yes, everything's fine. Crew, wealth. Anything else in the city? Promise of days, no need for that. Right, so what I'm going to do here is quickly I'm going to hop over. Before I hop off, I'm going to go to the company house, drop off those port reports. That's a hold at the moment. There's some tea in the hold. Tea in the hold. Then you get to Traitor's Wood. There's 2 people I know want to go there. And there's the bees, I think the bees were over there, weren't they? I think the bees are over there somewhere. This might have been the bees. Possibly want to get a weapon before I do that, maybe. Oop. Missed. Windward Company. Ministry stamped permits. So let's just deliver our port reports. Yep, so you have 1600 now. We can actually change it. We can actually upgrade ships if you so wished. I've gained 2 fortunes. So gratitude is 4, fortunes is 42. They're mixed, whereas the tactics are desperate. We probably will get to the point where we have to start attacking them, to be honest. Yeah, back to New Winchester. Probably pick up 1 fuel, 1 supplies, possibly a secondary weapon, like a shotgun or something. Pick up the shotgun because that looks like it might be more useful against the bees. That's a complete theory, by the way. It might be a lie, but. Right, we have arrived. Shops, bazaar, no, Victoria's Market. Pick up 1 of each. Engineering. Right, so the Hather Sage Emanation is the shotgun. Damage is 24. At a much shorter range. Heat is 40 as well. Pick up you. Pick up... I'm going to pick up the... what was it? Can I use you? I can use... Yeah, I can use you, because it's going to give me butchery, but it's also going to give me some more hold. Alright, so... Journal hold. Right, so you are going to go there. You are going to go there. Increases my hold to 16 as well. And I've got some shielding and some bridge slot, which is what? Cramped quarters, cozy cabins, sensible plumbing. Engine pulleys hold space. That's heavy weapon, I haven't got those. Bronzewood shielding. We can buy straight to bank as well, interestingly enough. And the Victoria's Market we can sell our caddy of tea, should we so wish. But I'm going to keep it around for now. Someone was selling... I'm fairly sure someone was selling, what's the name? Whatchamacallit thing. Anywho, we are just gonna call it the episode here then, folks. Do quickly that. Because I think that'll save it. Yep. And I'll catch you all next time. See you then. Bye.